Hi.
I think.
I think.
I don't remember.
I mean,
It's
the
whatever.
thing's on, so it
Yeah,
works.
It does. We're doing the thing, and you are watching the thing.
Good job.
Yay!
You did.
You did it! Yay! You clicked a great video. We haven't filmed it yet because we're doing it right now, but it's going to be a great video.
It's going to be perfect. You're going to love it. And if you don't, you're wrong. That's where that statement
really
ends.
You're sad about it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to make two white gays sad, would you? Actually, no, that's a great pastime of the internet. It is.
Anyway, welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay, and today I'm doing something I have not done in a very long time, because we normally film in the evenings anymore, full transparency, but it is still early enough for me to justify making a coffee on stream. So I got my K-cup, I'm putting it in. I don't want to move my laptop right now to show you my Keurig, but trust and believe, you're going to hear it.
She's noisy. She's opinions.
A little bit. She does have opinions. She likes Derek and Claire. It's her favorite Amazing Race team.
And you know what? Good for her. Good for her.
I think.
Well, my name is Jack. I am the local mess who has tried to understand phonetics as part of a course this semester. I'm passing.
Good.
I'm passing. And honestly, that's good enough.
That's all that matters,
because as long as you're not last, you're not
eliminated. You don't get eliminated from the Amazing Race.
Yeah, exactly.
And as long as you're not last in your course, you are not eliminated from the Amazing Race, Jack.
Yeah. I think that's how that works, right?
I think so.
I mean, in other countries, they judge it based off of like everyone, but not in the US. At least not really.
I wish. But
anyway,
we're here. Episode 2 of The Amazing Race.
Yay.
And it was very good. Another great episode.
It
really is these 90-minute episodes of both Amazing Race and Survivor that I'm really just enjoying.
They pack so much of the stuff that they've obviously had to cut out before, and just they have this room to breathe.
Yes.
Some scenes maybe, and this is like the one critique, some scenes maybe drag a little, but like, unless you're going to ask for an 80-minute episode, that doesn't make any sense to really complain about. So
yeah,
I'm very happy with how it's going so far.
I absolutely agree with you. And we start this leg. We are still in Bangkok, Thailand. We're going to be in Thailand for the rest of this episode as well. I do like that we're spending the first two legs kind of in the same place. I mean, the first leg was very much half Hollywood, half Thailand. But I like that we're staying in Thailand again.
And it was also the more city-based parts of Thailand. Versus here where it's a bit more rural. So it's a really nice change of pace, even if it is the same area. And that's what I like to see. If you're going to stay in the same place, at least change up what kind of things you're doing.
Yeah. So we see Jocelyn and Victor, because they won the first leg. They're the first team to depart, and they are headed just outside of the city to Nakhon Pathom, where they will seek out the Wat Suvarnarama, one of 40,000 temples in Thailand. And some people made the mistake of going to the wrong one.
Yeah, so apparently there are multiple Wat Suvarnarama. Suvarnarama. Ram. Yep, Suvarnarama.
I will do the speaking of the foreign languages here, and Jack will just be pretty.
I took foreign languages twice.
Me too.
I could barely speak
3 times.
I barely speak English.
Me too, bestie. Me too.
So apparently, not the only place named that. There are apparently multiple, and it is entirely dependent on which region you're in. And multiple teams make this error, including the first team to make it, Greg and Josh, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah, they're the first ones to get lost because they're early or in the lineup.
Third, right?
Yeah, they left third. They ended up arriving fifth.
Which
To our
makes sense.
roadblock.
And this one. Ooh.
This was fun. I liked watching this one. Who has a green thumb? Where teams here have to become lotus farmers. You have to trudge through these very deep, muddy waters to get leaves to make 2 bundles, and each one has to be 10 bulbs with bamboo ties. It's a very traditional Thai art form, I guess you could say, in a way. And Jocelyn decides she's going to do the roadblock because she's very familiar with these, because Victor is Thai, I believe.
If I remember correctly, he's either Thai or his family is part Thai, so he has no. His family is from Laos and northern Thailand and Laos, pretty close. Yeah, but it does come up later that he knows northern Thai because there's a distinct difference between north and either central or south, and I'm not sure.
Yeah. So she's there first, and then we see Rob and Corey show up, Morgan and Lena show up, Todd and Ashley show up, and then Greg and John after their 30-40 minutes mishap by going to the wrong location. And Jocelyn just keeps going. She keeps going, and she gets it after 12 attempts.
That it felt so brutal because you can see it where they want it a very, very particular way. The bulbs, they can't be ripening at all, which means they all have to be green. And also it needs to be in this 3-4-3 pattern, but also it needs to have this lotus leaf wrapping around it that is the perfect size to cover all of it, but not directly covering it. And then also the bamboo ties have to be in the right place. I think the thing the teams most struggled with was the 3-4-3 and the lotus leaf, because getting both of those connected and then managing to tie it with the bamboo tie, that was brutal.
Yeah, and that's kind of what threw Jocelyn off. It was a lot of the leaves, and she would get certain things right and wrong, and then the next time she would get other things right and wrong. But she gets it finally.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. I will say that it seems like about halfway through the challenge, right about when Jocelyn left, I think, they then actually started having a translator nearby telling them what was wrong.
Yeah, because Jocelyn went through so many times and she just she didn't know what was wrong. And it's why not have a translator there the whole time?
Because they had someone.
Well, I think the translator was there, I think, partially maybe for Rob. And so if the translator can also tell, can also presumably speak English, then maybe they ended up just saying, hey, can you also help all of the teams who are struggling? Because maybe we have a time limit in this space.
That makes sense.
That's where my mind went immediately. I was I think it has something to do with, there already being a translator on hand, because The Amazing Race is being really good about that this season. But yeah, the translator pops up out of nowhere and starts helping, like, Rob, obviously, but also helping Ashley and helping, I think it was Lena?
Yeah, Lena,
Yeah,
I believe.
I believe it was Lena.
Yeah, because she did the roadblock.
Yeah. So Jocelyn finally gets it. So Jocelyn and Victor stay in first place. Rob and Corey end up being next, where they are now headed to Wat Rai King and to find a marked elephant and then put the coin in the elephant and then go under the elephant. It was so cute. It wasn't real, but it was so cute.
It wasn't real, but you know what? It had a really nice charm to it. And if it gave him good luck, it gave him good luck. So good on them. Especially a nice way to get some extra, what I would assume is some extra tips or some extra cash for the area.
Right. So they're headed into the detour, but before we get the detour, Liam and Jeremiah make the exact same mistake that Greg and John did. Now, what these boys don't have that Greg and John did was a better placement in the race.
Yeah.
So they dropped from 8th to 11th.
And I mean, looking at the times here, that makes sense because they started at 10:02 and they were overtaken by Robin and Chelsea, who started at 10:45.
Yeah.
So a full, like, almost hour just gone.
Yeah.
Which is a lot, seeing how this specific roadblock, if you're not careful, could have taken, like, I don't know if I would be able to do this, just straight up. Also, how many times you fall into the water?
Yeah. Who was it? One of the beard guys just straight up falls.
Yeah, let me look it back up. It was...
Oh, hold on. Pause for the cause. I forgot we have this.
Yeah, we do have that.
So,
I believe it was Garrett who just...
Here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
I think it was Joel. Joel's the one with the big beard.
Yeah, wait, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because of something that happens directly after.
Yes. So, meanwhile, Jocelyn and Victor are getting to the detour. We find out that the detour is stock up or scoop up. So in stock up, you have to go through with a phonetically spelled out shopping list, and you have to buy all of these things for this local chef who will give you the next clue. And then in scoop up, you have to take this boat down a very narrow riverway, collecting pomelos. Now, Jack, have you ever had a pomelo?
I have not ever had a pomelo.
I have.
Are they good?
Yes, they're very citrusy, and I love a citrus fruit. So
Are we leaning more towards grapefruit, orange, tangerine?
Yes. A little bit more grapefruit. If I remember right, it's more like grapefruit tangerine adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah. So, which one would you have wanted to do, Jack?
So realistically, I would have no idea on the layout of how quickly I'd be able to get the pomelos. And that ended up coming up where some teens were like, there's nothing here. I think we got to turn around, before noticing there's just lanes full of them. So I think I would have wanted to go towards stock up, because reading things out phonetically, I know I can do it. And also, I'm not afraid to embarrass myself pronouncing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you could, I think it was Jocelyn and Victor who ended up saying during it, like, we can't just have the people read it. It doesn't make sense. And I guess that actually does make sense now that I think about it, because Thai is written with a different character set than any sort of romantic language. So I would have just read it out and been like, I just try my best, because I'm probably not going to get anywhere.
See, I definitely would have done the pomelos because I think I would have had a better shot of. I think I would have had a better shot of using it, of doing it, because I think I just would have gotten frustrated with the shopping list. So I would have been like, I don't know what I'm doing. This I know what I'm doing, and I'm fully capable of doing it myself without any sort of like impediment necessarily. So I think that's probably the route I would have gone.
Yeah.
But Jocelyn and Victor, obviously because of Victor's proficiency with language, they pick stock up and they run through it just incredibly quickly.
Yeah. They straight up just translate some of the ingredients automatically and are like, I know exactly what I'm looking for here, 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 here. And the ones that they don't immediately recognize broccoli or broccoli.
Oh, that was my absolute favorite one. I was like, oh, it's just broccoli. Because I'm pretty sure it's an English word. Or if anything, it's adapted from, I think, maybe Spanish.
Yeah, I'm not.
I forget where broccoli comes from originally. I think it might be North America.
Let me look it up.
Great. While Jack's doing that, Jocelyn and Victor literally, before we see anyone else finish the roadblock, Jocelyn and Victor are already done with the detour, and they're running to the pit stop at Suan Sampran, where, guess what? 2 legs in a row, Jocelyn and Victor win.
Good on them. Good on them.
I'm very, very happy for them. I think that's lovely. I think that's wonderful.
These legs were quite literally built for them.
They had the best circumstances going into the first leg in Thailand. And I love it for them. And I love to see it, honestly.
And then the second task, one of them, they both know what the roadblock is. Like, they know what it should generally look like. It still took Jocelyn a bit. And then the second task is literally them shopping in a market.
When they run a supermarket.
Like, I get that they probably had these planned out beforehand, but like, still, I'm not complaining. I'm just like, you really gave them the best possible scenario, and good on them.
Yeah. We do also get Rob and Corey coming in another second place finish. Fabulous, lovely, and also wonderful. Yeah. So we get a lot of cutbacks. We're still at the detour. We're still at the roadblock. The back 3 teams end up being all of our all-female teams, minus Morgan and Lena.
It's brutal. And God, I wish it could have been anyone else, but unfortunately, they're all just doing their best and slowly watching teams pass by.
Yeah, Greg and John go to the detour. They end up picking Scoop Up, and they almost switch because they're like, there's no pomelos here. And then they go, oh, shit, pomelos.
They're like, oh, there's nothing here. Did they already? No.
Yeah.
No. And I think they brought it up during the episode as well. Funnily enough, both Scoop Up and the Roadblock have an interesting thing that I think results in what we see at the end of this leg. Mm-hmm. It was a lot easier for teams who got there earlier to get the blooms that they needed and get the leaves that they needed. So they were able to at least get that part done quickly.
Right.
But the more teams that went there, the more picked out it was, meaning the teams that got there later were naturally slower, increasing the gap, which was really, really it. And the same thing kind of happens with Scoop Up, but it's not everyone. So I assume there are enough places, but still, it's like, it's unfortunate that the leg design ended up benefiting the teams that were already in the front and kind of hurting the teams that were already in the back. And that leads to something I'll talk about a little later on, because it's a really interesting fun fact for this episode.
Oh, good. Yeah, we see a couple of teams. Most teams end up doing the scoop up detour. We see a couple people go for the stock up. One of them being Todd and Ashley, and I was like, oh boy, let's see how this goes. And then they do exceptionally well because everyone's in love with Todd.
Yeah.
So all of the little old ladies are helping Todd. I'm like, I think this is cute.
Good for them.
So we're going to jump back to the roadblock because finally Robin finishes the roadblock after 16 attempts. I felt so bad.
So bad. She does it, and they keep going. They know they're in a tough spot, and they just keep going because what else can you do?
Yeah. And I mean, kind of thankfully for them, they picked Scoop Up, whereas Andrea and Melina end up picking Stock Up, and Elizabeth and Ileana wanted to pick Scoop Up, and their taxi driver ends up taking them to Stock Up. And they're like, well, we're already here.
We might as well.
Yeah. So it's like, we might as well just do this one. And I think that was kind of the nail in the coffin.
I will say, so for this, Andrea and Melina got this. What was that?
My roommate.
Just heard something crash. I was like, is that me?
No.
So the interesting thing is that Andrea and Melina end up traveling in second to last, but they get there and complete it, and they're in ninth. But Elizabeth and Ileana get there in 10th, technically before them, but they essentially meet them there, which is rough because that means you know how bad Elizabeth and Ileana struggled with this or how bad the traffic they got going there or back was.
Yeah, clearly it was. There were a lot of travel related things that I think contributed to this entire episode.
Oh, yeah.
All of the, not as much shakeup in the ending order as we thought there might be, but so overall placements, because we literally talked about everything already, and this is a short episode, I guess.
Yeah, there isn't. The thing is, and I'll talk about this after.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of shakeups. In fact, only 2 teams swapped positions, and that is the only change in the entire episode.
Yeah. So we got, obviously, Jocelyn and Victor won the leg, Rob and Corey in second, Greg and John in third, same as last time, Morgan and Lena in fourth, I think same as last time,
Mm-hmm.
Todd and Ashley fifth, same as last time, Steve and Annalie in sixth, same as last time, Joe and Ian in seventh.
That's the flip.
With
Joel and
Garrett, yeah.
Yeah.
So Liam and Jeremiah end up still coming 8th, and then Joel and Garrett get 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Because the gays really worked this episode, honestly. They said, oh, we're gonna get these pomelos. Oh, we're gonna work this bouquet. Great.
I will say though, Liam and Jeremy, they dropped pretty hard during that initial transportation.
Yeah.
But they almost immediately picked it back up with the bouquets. They were done really quick and essentially skipped all that time. So
I think the other thing that really aided them was they also, with the pomelo task, they found this like secret canal with all of these pomelos, and so I think they went in like one go. Yeah, I know Robin and Chelsea also went in one go, and I think that ultimately aided like them being able to stay in the race.
I think if they went for 2, they'd be done.
I think so. Because we see then Andrea and Milena in 10th. I need them to get out of the bottom because I don't want them to go home because I really like them.
I really like them too.
I'm like, I don't want you to go home. And so it comes down to Robin and Chelsea and Elizabeth and Ileana. And I think because they took only one trip to get the Pomelos, we see Robin and Chelsea come in 11th, and we lose our mother-daughter team. Nar.
It sucks because they were just really they were very much kind of fighting with each other for a good amount of it, but they enjoyed each other's company, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
So I mean Steve and Annalie, I think, said earlier, like, hey, this is the last time we're going to be able to get together before, like, I have a family. This is like the last big hurrah. And I think Elizabeth and Ileana were in the exact same wavelength. So I can't be anything but happy for them. They played a good game.
They did. Well,
we did find out something else interesting, though, and I'm not sure this is normal.
What was that, Jack?
So the Express Pass.
Mm-hmm.
If my memory serves correctly, the Express Pass before didn't really have an expiry. Or at least not one that I remember, or this early.
I think it's Final 5.
This time, it's by the end of leg 4. It is real early.
Wild.
And I assume that's because of the U-turn vote. And this is a pure guess. I don't know anything about the season. I know there are spoilers out there, but
I also know nothing. So Amazing Race is like the one show where I'm like, I don't want to be spoiled.
Exactly. Yeah. My guess then is the U-turn vote is at the start of leg 5. Because they want to get it out. Either that, or there's going to be some other Express Pass task that's like for 4 rounds.
I doubt could you imagine if they did another Express Pass?
I mean, they've had multiple Express Passes in other seasons and also in other international versions of the show.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see what they do because once again, it's another convention being broken, at least for the US, where it's normally not a task and it normally doesn't expire this early. So what are they cooking? What's about to go down?
I'm excited to see whatever it is.
And the only thing left is the preview, in which it looks like things might get topsy-turvy as delayed flights cause the two sides to flip.
Ooh. I like chaos, so I'm here for it.
Yeah, you know what? They've had it good for too long.
For
too long, exactly. But with something where essentially nothing changed throughout the whole leg.
Yeah.
Something like this, whatever higher being is above us is going to look down and be like, but what can I do to make this worse?
What
and
can I do for chaos? I love it.
And see, the thing is, they also were like, oh, and Jocelyn and Victor struggle. I'm like, no, not this early.
Not accepting that.
I can't do this. You can't just do 1/10th, please.
No, could you imagine?
I would not. I'd be inconsolable.
I would cry and throw up. Has
but
any team with 2 wins gone home that early?
I know there's been teams in the past who have won like the first or second leg and then gone home really quickly.
But I feel like it's like 5th or 6th leg, maybe not necessarily like 3rd or 4th. But...
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure because there's got to be some sort of trivia around here somewhere. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely
interesting. We could talk about it next week if it happens.
Yeah.
But otherwise, Guess what? You get a 30-minute podcast today, and you already knew that because you opened this video.
Aww.
So, thank you for joining us for this beautifully short Amazing Race recap. We should have more people next week, so there'll be more things to talk about and a longer podcast, most likely. But in the meantime, make sure to subscribe because we're here talking all things reality almost every day of the week now. There is something happening on this channel. So please make sure to check it all out. We really seriously appreciate all of the support. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We'll be here all season for Amazing Race as well as Amazing Race 36, which I think is rumored to come out fairly close to after the end of this season. So I'm very excited.
Yeah.
For one specific reason, and y'all will find out.
For one specific butlery reason, you know?
What?
What? I haven't the faintest clue what made you seem like that. Is it
anyway?
We'll figure it out.
That's suspicious.
It's a little
That's
weird.
In the meantime, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod for all of our most up-to-date cup news and our funny moments because we are some funny bitches. And while you're down in the description as well, you could follow me and Jack on Twitter. We talk about things and stuff and things. I usually just retweet funny Big Brother things anymore. And you could also go get your cup mug.
Oh, yes, you can.
Cup mug. Ow. I forgot to bring it up at the start of the episode. But
yeah,
I usually forget if Lana's not.
Someone's got to do it every single time.
Someone has to do it. But yes, make sure to go to lanagcreations.etsy.com for all of your cup mugs, your cup merch, other things. We do ship domestically and internationally, so there are no excuses. And while you're watching Amazing Race, you could travel around the world with your package that includes a cup mug, maybe. I don't know.
And it's a good mug, too.
It's a great mug. It's dishwasher safe. I usually just drink more liquids than this, so
yeah.
But I love her. And with that being said, cheers, Jack.
Cheers. I don't have a drink with me.
Oh no.
Yeah, I hydrate, kids. Hydrate. It's not worth it.
Ba 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 ba